Hiya and welcome to a special edition of my pigsty of a workshop. I did have a list of excuses why it looks like this, but basically it comes down to the fact that I buy too much shit. I have about 90 square foot of bench space and it all looks like this. It's terrible. So, one wall at a time. Here we go. Firewall first. Obviously, I'm just moving all this shit onto another bench. But, clear this wall off, get this wall insulated and rebuilt. So start off stripping every single clip and screw I put in this wall last year off. Going to reuse every one, of course. And the good looking bloke in the video is obviously me. The corner where I am now is where the solar power and the inverter's all situated, so we've got to be a bit careful there because of all the wiring. Now when I built this last year, time, money and the lockdown was a factor, so I rebuilt it from two existing sheds and I had to put bits of wood like this in everywhere to join things up where it had gone rotten. So this was sticking out a bit too far. I'm going to put a nice big panel of OSB on this wall, so they all want to be flush with the original orangey brown colour woods there. So we'll just cut this back with the cuttle saw. And watching this back, I didn't realise I concentrated so much when I was cutting something. What a serious look I've got there. Right, in nice and tight with the polystyrene everywhere. I find this is a nice, cheap, economic and good form of insulation. I've used it on houseboats and everything in the past. Here I'm just marking the width of a 4-foot OSB board so that I can put the some jointing material underneath where the two boards are going to butt up against each other. Then it's a simple case of transferring the measurements that I've just taken onto the OSB board, drawing a nice line down for the diagonal roof, and cutting it. Make sure you mark your beams top and bottom so you know where you're going to screw.
There's one there. And there's one there. Alright.
Right, so that's the first panel up. We'll jump a bit forward in time there to everything insulated, all the panels up, and a nice bead of expanding foam around the edges. So the ceiling is a 1/2 inch plasterboard, an inch of polystyrene on the plasterboard, and then a 2-inch air gap above it to let air flow between the polystyrene and the wood for the roof. There's a nice air gap and nothing's going to rot because the air is free flowing. If you stuff your roof full of insulation and don't leave an air gap between the insulation and the top of the roof, you will get sweating problems, damp problems and rotting problems. Now I'm just going to trim this foam off. I'm using the pad saw just to cut through it. I pop it off with my finger. It's nearly vanished, and it does, as with time it goes a bit darker and it's near enough the same colour as the OSB, blends in nicely. This has done soundproofing, draft proofing, everything. It cost £5 for this can and it has done absolute wonders. As you can see, once it's dry, it's really easy to clean away and fills up any awkward shaped gaps. And for a workshop, I think that leaves a neat enough finish. It's also an adhesive, so it stops the panels moving. There was only one socket on this wall, so it's just one socket to put back on. Unlike the first time, this time I've measured the depth for the cans so that a can will fit all the way along that shelf between the shelf and the ceiling. And I'm making shelves as I go, so there's no guesswork. I know I'm going to have enough shelving here for my cans. Well, once I add another shelf underneath, I'll have enough shelving for my cans. These shelves are just 5 inches wide, so they don't take up too much space coming out of the wall. Any deeper and things just get hidden on the shelves and you never see them again. So this was day 1, and day 2 I spent doing underneath the bench. So now that entire wall is insulated and double boarded. So shall we find out what it looks like now? And the off-grid bit, yep, it's all running off of a battery via an inverter. Just prove that with the lights here. And back on again. In come the lights. Again, and this time I'll activate the emergency lighting. There it is. It is enough just to see by and not fall over anything in my workshop. So, from right to left, we've got a 2-foot Tremo, 4 record leaders, a 3-foot record, and 4 Garrington Blackbirds, including a 3-foot one. So, moving round, we have 2 French double headers, a big one and a small one, and 3 Beamerson coils. On the right is a Hillmore pipe vise. Then an 1843 Budding worm drive, one of the first adjustable spanners ever. And 2 diamond cork horseshoe F wrenches. Over on the right here we've got a Coase, a Garrington F wrench, and a Garrington 10-inch normal adjustable pipe wrench. Okay, so here we've got 3 Garrington lapwings, the 18, the 14 and the 10-inch, and a Garrington puffin below. And coming down we've got a Robertson there with the gold handle. Far right is a Tremo, then an original monkey wrench, 2 CK fast spanners, and a Barco pipe wrench. Okay, we've got the smallest 4 sizes Blackbird wrenches there and 2 rigids. And now over to these 5 18-inch pipe wrenches. Bottom to top is Woolworth, a Real Stilson, a Gordon, a Tremo and a Gador. And the little silver one is a 14-inch King Dick. Moving up to the 3 Fabrex pipe wrenches, they're in green, all 3 sizes, and over to the Erie Tool Company Pipe Masters. And this is a Skewer impact driver from Garrington's. And just to remind you of what it looked like before and how it looks now. Still got a few gaps to fill, a few spanners to clean, a hammer wall to do, an adjustable spanner wall to do. Yeah, it's never ending. Okay, so that was something different. I hope you all enjoyed that, and normality will resume later on. Okay, bye for now.